Hey everyone, it's Alita,
And Paul.
and we're Paul's Hand Turn Creations. And normally we come live on a Tuesday, but we realized today is Wednesday. Um, so happy Groundhog's Day. Not sure what the weather is where you are, but for us it's been pretty nice the last day or so, and it's supposed to get even warmer. Tomorrow and Friday, I guess we're supposed to be near 70. So we're welcoming that. Hi Tammy, thank you for dropping in. So we're just gonna wait just a few minutes and hopefully folks have some questions for us. Sometimes we don't know what to talk about and it's hard. We don't have any new products to show because Paul hasn't been able to turn because of his shoulder surgery. So any questions that you have, feel free to throw them in the comments. If you're watching the replay, thank you, and put hashtag replay and let us know where you're from. We appreciate that. So Paul, give us an update on your shoulder.
It's still there.
Jeez.
We're about, I don't know, 6 or so weeks into it. Doing my physical therapy. My therapist said tomorrow we're going to ramp it up a little bit. So, and then we're going to start some strength conditioning here soon. So, I am in hopes by the end of the month to be back to partially normal.
Define normal.
But that's my goal. Been doing some of the stretches that she's given me are quite challenging. So that's where we're at. So right now I can only still lift 1 pound on my right arm, and that's not a whole heck of a lot.
Hey Cheryl, glad you could join us. And Tammy says under major snow warning here until Friday. Yeah, I'm hearing that several areas are going to get a lot of snow or ice, and maybe both. They're not predicting any of that down here. Sunday we got a little bit of Saturday we got a little bit of snow, but within an hour it was gone. So so we're always good with that because the reason we moved to North Carolina from Vermont was to get away from the snow and cold.
One of the reasons.
One of the reasons, yes. So we love it down here in North Carolina. The sun was out today, and it was like near 60 degrees, so that was great. Teresa says, hi guys, love you too, Teresa. Thanks for dropping in. Like I said, we don't have a whole lot to talk about tonight. There's one thing that I tried over the past week, and didn't come out too bad. We were still learning the process behind it, so I'm going to show that right off. So I've always been intrigued with polymer clay, and so I decided to get a little bit of it and experiment with it. Hi Carol, thanks for coming in. And so what I did was I had an extra tube, and so I decided to try my hand at polymer clay. This clay, you actually bake it in the oven for like 30 minutes. But this is what it came out like, and it's stunning. So even that blue and white, that's all clay. I actually bought that design and cut it into little slices, put it onto this yellow clay, which is then on a tube. So that's how normally a pen would be made. You'd have a tube and then either resin or wood would be on here, but instead I put this polymer clay. Now, it's definitely a test piece. It's not perfect. I can see some issues with it that I did, but for a first attempt, I thought it came out pretty good. Hey Donna, I'm glad you could join us from Louisiana. It is very pretty, and I'm going to be experimenting more with it. Now with this, it doesn't get any used with on the lathe to shape it like Paul does with resin and wood. What we use instead with this is just sandpaper, and we get it really smooth, and then we put a finish on it. And so Paul and I played with that Sunday. And you know, we could see where it has some advantages. We definitely aren't perfect on our polish technique with this type of clay, But I thought for the first attempt, looks pretty good. So you just got to imagine that there might be a pen in here. We're not going to put this on a pen because we don't want to waste the kit. But for the most part, you know, it's not bad at all. Where some of this yellow is, I'd probably put more blue, and I'd probably bring it all the way up to the top. I wouldn't leave it, you know, yellow. But I do like the fact that a little bit of that yellow is peeking through there to go with the daisies. So that's kind of where we were just playing with it, and I wanted to just to see if it could be done, if we could do it, and we can. So I'm going to be doing a lot more testing with that polymer clay. So that was fun. Let me just check the comments. Jody says hi. Luann says hi. Hello. So yeah, so that was just a test piece just to see if I could do it. And it didn't take me really that long. I've watched some videos on how people do things with the polymer clay. I'm still watching. I'm still researching on some techniques. So hopefully we can, you know, have another type of medium. So we've got the wood and we've got the resin, and I think it would be kind of cool to do this with the polymer clay. So last little look at it. Yes, Ben, it's it is kind of exciting. I mean, it's always fun to learn something new. And I can see, like, when we polished up here, we didn't do a real great job of it, but not bad considering it was our first attempt at it. So
it is different. I mean, we went out, like I said, Sunday, and it was a little cool out in the shop when we did it, but and we polished it underneath a water mist to help try to keep it smooth. But I mean, it's a challenge, especially it's gonna take some work, especially on the shaping, because you know, whenever these items go together, they have to be a certain diameter at a certain point to make it to go well. I mean, one of the things
fit together.
One of the things I'm thinking could be a pretty good challenge is like a seam ripper or a crochet handle, because it does have some shape to it. It's just so it's going to be a learning experience.
But as far as this blank, it's perfectly smooth. You can't feel any of the blue clay that's on top of the yellow clay. So that's exciting, because that to me was a big point. Like, I really didn't know what I was doing, but when we sanded it off and put that polish on, you can't feel any of that. So that's a bonus.
It's just going to be the contours and making sure we get it the right diameter at the right point, and just making it work one way or another. So we will have to get some more tools probably to do it more effectively. Could have the right tool to do the job. So
Cheryl says, I can't wait to see what you come up with using the clay. Yeah, I mean, and like Paul was saying, like the shape, even with this letter opener, as you see, it's fatter down here and thinner up here. With this, we have to figure out how we're going to be able to get that, because Paul shapes this with his tools, and with the polymer clay, you're not using the tools that you would normally use here, right? You use a lot of sandpaper.
Some people you can use the tools, but it's going to be trial by error to try to figure out the best technique, what works for us, because what works for us may not work for Joe Skippy down the road. So
right. So yeah, I mean, it's always fun to learn new things, and at least with this, if I can get it under my belt, if Paul is absent from turning again, you know, like he is with this shoulder, then we can still produce some items. But who knows? It may not work out. We hope it does. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what else I can do with that. I don't have much clay. I bought just a small amount just to see, but you know, I'll get a little bit more clay and do some more experimenting with it, especially with the shaping of it, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of time to figure it out, but we'll figure it out. We've figured everything else out, so
right. I mean, it's all trial by error.
You know, and I think it'll be a nice feature down the road.
I think so too. Because they are beautiful. I mean, I've seen some lady, there's one particular lady that does amazing work with her polymer clay. I'll never get that good. I mean, she can put little raccoon faces in her pens and everything just with clay. I mean, I'm lucky I got a daisy on this thing, so I mean.
Yeah, we both did work on this. It was kind of comical, but we both did work on this piece because it did weigh over a pound, and I didn't put much more of a pound pressure on it. But it's different. Every material that we work with, whether it's wood, different species of wood, the different resins, the clay now, it all has a different character and it all works differently.
You just have to know what works for that piece, and so that's what we're experimenting with. So I just thought I'd bring that on here and show you. Hey, Amy, glad you could join us. So I only have like 4 pieces to show you. I mean, there's nothing new because Paul still isn't turning yet. But some of these things have gotten forgotten. And this is one of our last letter openers we have because I did sell one last week. So I'm just reminding people that if you like the Bethlehem olive wood, this is the last one of this. And honestly, I'm not sure if we'll make these anymore. We make them, they sell really well, and then they kind of peter out. I mean, it's like any product. You have to see if it's worth making anymore. But for the time being, we have this one, and I have one in a set as well. So that is the exotic Bethlehem olive wood. And that's about 8-inch, I think.
Yeah, probably 7 to 8 inches probably.
Yeah, I think it's close to 8 inches for the total length of it. So there's the letter opener. And then today's post was about a purple executive pen. And so I just thought I'd bring that out and show it. Now it is bright because I've got all these lights going on here, but it's a stunning piece. And this is on, I have to look because the sun's right in my eye. The sun,
Gold.
the light.
It's on a gold trim package.
So that's a gold executive. That'll take a Parker refill. So that's that purple on all sides that I showed today on a post. Because with just a picture, you don't see all the sides. So I just wanted to bring that out. And this one is that ladybug. I've only got a couple products with this left. And so that is the ladybug on a gold trim as well. And these executive pens, they fit great in anyone's hand, a guy, a gal. It's a great weight to have for someone that you just don't know. This one will definitely fit anyone's hand. And it writes super. So that is the ladybug. And then this one is just a zebra wood on gold. And you can see with all the grain patterns going up and down. That's why it's called zebra wood.
That's regular zebra wood. We also do have a species out in the shop. We probably don't have anything here. That's called red zebra wood, which is actually more of a red and burgundy color. So
that's kind of all I wanted to show. If anyone, I was hoping someone could throw a question in because we really didn't have much lined up for tonight.
We do have, in anticipation of hopefully the doctor being nice when I go back and see him at the end of the month, we have ordered some resin, so that way we can start making some. But it won't be. It's ordered. But all right, you have a question? Shoot, we got an answer.
You gotta wait till she types it in there. So she just didn't want us to sign off while she was typing her long question.
Yeah, well, no long questions allowed.
Oh, there you go. Do you have a lighter weight pen option for the rollerball pens? No, not at this time. Someone else brought that question up, and I've been researching a couple of the suppliers that we use because the rollerball it is a heavier pen, and there is one that I'm going to have Paul look at, and I'm going to have him reach out to the company that we get our hardware from and just ask them if it's lighter, I guess is because there's one that I really like, and it's a magnetic cap on a roller ball. And it doesn't look like it would be as heavy, but until Paul reaches out to that supplier, I don't know. But we've looked into it. Hey, Linda, glad you could join us.
You never know with these pens. I mean, it depends upon there's so many variants in them. Whether it's wood or resin, or different species of wood, the weights in them, and and a lot of it really, I mean, it comes down to how the instrument is balanced. So I mean, we've been pretty fortunate with what we've got so far. There's so many other pieces out there we can do. I mean, some of them look so ungodly that I don't know, but I mean, we always mess around. These have been good to us so far. We'll look around. I like to try something different every once in a while. Some of them are challenging. We've got one pen that I mean, like I said, everything's got to be the right diameter. We got one pen that has 4 different diameters that have to be there, or else it's a piece of junk. So it's, yeah,
So Amy says, okay, if you find one, let me know. My mom loves the way it writes. They do write great, but it is a little big for her. My dad said that was fine, and he confiscated it. Well, that was nice of him, now wasn't it? He has my original purple pen from you guys, too. Wow.
Well, we'll find something. I mean, we'll look around. I mean, I've got a magazine out there next to my office here in the living room that I've had for the last few weeks. And but it's just, you know, until you get them and you try them and see what happens, you never know.
But I've got it on my list of things to research. I've got like 5 things that we're looking into because people have asked us about it. So definitely, you know, it's worth asking and see what we can come up with, because we're always looking for a new style of pen. And so this may just be something that ends up, you know, working out well for a lot of people. So
yeah, I mean, it's nice to have variety, and we'll find something, and I'll just tell her to order it and convince her, and sometimes she tells me I'm crazy, and
yep.
Anyhow, it is what it is. But
yeah, some of the things that he's wanted to order or has ordered or has told me to order, I shake my head thinking, will this even sell? And most times it does. If it doesn't, well, we'll put it on sale or sell it, you know, or give it away as a giveaway or something like that. So, I mean, we don't throw anything away. So, but yeah, I ordered more resin. Hopefully it'll be here next week. And at least I can start pouring some more blanks, and it'll make me feel like I'm doing something, because quite frankly, we've sat around a lot watching movies, and
not by choice.
So
yeah,
and people that have gave us heads up on what movies to watch, we've watched a few of them, and we're in a series right now, which is kind of weird, but we're watching it all the way through.
So I guess if one thing, I mean, if you got some ideas of some color combinations you would like to see, just throw them this way. I mean, that resin will be here. We can pour it. I can. The hardest part for us at this point, because of the 1 pound thing, is tighten it into the pressure pot, but we can make that happen.
Yes. Amy says some forced downtime is always a good thing. Yes.
No, it's not very good for me.
He's taken a lot of walks, and Iris is, happy that we're both home, I guess. But other than that, we need to get back into our normal daily routines, I guess. But who knows?
It'll be soon. The doctor, they've been pretty on board. So I'm thinking at the end of the month, he'll cut the dog leash from my neck. So we'll go from there.
We'll see. But anyways, so that's all we had to show. I just wanted to show what, I was messing around with that polymer clay blank. show off a few pens and a letter opener, and
I let her do her thing on that polymer clay thing. I didn't even bother her one bit, except when we had to go out and polish it and stuff, because she didn't think I could do it. But anyhow.
well, I told him, you tell me how to get it on the lathe so I can polish it, and I will do that. And then he starts doing it himself, and little, you know, I get a little upset because I don't want anything to hurt his shoulder, and B, I wanted to learn it. So finally, after a fashion of me getting a little stern, he let me get in front of the lathe and polish it the way he polishes some of the pens. So
it's just a learning curve. I mean, I didn't know. I didn't use that material, so. But anyhow, we'll figure it out. I think it'd be a good feature down the road. We just have to learn how to do it, and because
it's a lot of testing.
it's
Don't keep wiggling that.
I can't even hardly draw a stick person. So.
Well, I can't either, but the clay was fun to work with anyways, and it didn't take me that long to put that on that tube. So, and I baked it, and I didn't burn it up. The smoke detectors didn't go off, and so I think I've got that down under my belt. But
all right.
Anything else?
Yeah, it's on to the Ozark and see what happens on the next episode, I guess.
Oh, by the way, if you have a birthday in February, pinned to both of our pages is the February giveaway. So for those that had that signed up for January, an email went out. I think it was Monday, yesterday maybe, or I don't know, whatever the 1st of February was. That was yesterday. Announcing who that winner was. So any February birthdays, his, can sign up for that birthday giveaway.
I won't be signing up.
I already signed you up, Paul,
I'm
just
exempt.
to make sure it worked.
I'm exempt.
So, yeah. So take care, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping in. We really appreciate it. Love it when people are on and have questions for us. It gives us something more to talk about. Anything else?
No, it's going to be another fun-filled week.
Have a good week, and we'll see you back next Tuesday on our regular date and time, 7 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesday. Take care.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.